Testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey, yo, aim. Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we should ride swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
Hold on. Boom! There we go. Hey, how's everybody doing? It's your boy Doc Holiday. We're back with another HBCU tonight. It's the baseball tourney. Baseball tourney edition. Make sure that you like to stream, comment, share, most of all subscribe to the channel. And of course, hit everything that you see HBCU Overdrive. Also, if you're on Twitter, because we simulcast on Twitter, also make sure you hit that follow button and just come on to the YouTube side and hit that subscribe button. And also, if you want to become an exclusive member, all you have to do is just hit the join button and get everything for the low price of $4.99. And as you see in the background, no projector on just yet. But we get ready to turn on. But guess what? We are in the making. Can I get one?
Oh Lord. Whoa. Okay.
And as you see, the missus right here, right behind me. I told you we were gonna have the shirts. We're gonna have the shirts. So this is what's gonna be our brand right here, and that's the white one right there. So go ahead. We're gonna have it for a good price of $25. Is that right?
Yep.
That is correct. It'll be $25. Hey, my baby be doing the damn thing. So
if y'all hear me in the background, if you hear some noise, it's me. I'm making shirts.
And also be on the lookout coming up maybe next month or so for the missus to have her own segment, her own show on the channel. So, but other than that, I know y'all get ready. We want to try to get ready for this baseball game. This is a win or go home game between Grambling versus FAMU on the baseball diamond. It is live from Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, the legendary Rickwood Field. So, other than that, before we get into it, let's go ahead and hit that quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a second. It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shout outs, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. All right, so y'all have to excuse me. I just got out of the shower, just washed my hair, so looking good, feeling clean, feeling fresh. So, like she said, if you hear some stuff in the background, that is her. She has that cricket going, and she got the heat press machine running through. So, but other than that, let's get to it because first pitch is about to start now.
Winning. Allegiance. Champions. We are the SWAC. Building champions for life.
A history of winning started with the 65
Again,
years
this is a win or go home situation. Win or go home. Grambling wins, they move on to the championship game to face Bethune-Cookman. If FAMU wins, they move on to face their rival in a instant Florida Classic. But somebody got to go home. What's going on? Everybody filing in. See if everybody filing in right now. So somebody is going home today. What's going on, sir? So, of course, Bethune-Cookman made their way to the championship game yesterday by defeating Alabama State in a walk-off fashion. So they head to the championship game that will be played tomorrow at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. 1 p.m. So other than that, man, we about to have some good fun. You see, I got my Negro League baseball jersey on today. Again, the missus is behind me doing the shirts. So if you want a shirt, it is $25. $25. No matter what the size is, it is $25. So other than that, man, we are having a good time, having a good day this Saturday afternoon, and it's a great day for some baseball. So wait on for the commercials to pass up, and then hopefully they'll get to the first pitch. But I think it has been some severe weather, some weather out that way, but we shall see what happens. We shall see what's going on. All right, so here we go.
In 25 Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball tournament, the winner will play Bethune-Cookman tomorrow. In the SWAC championship game, the loser goes home. Today, the number 2 Florida A&M Rattlers will take on the number 5 seed Grambling State University Tigers. Last night, these two teams played in a 13-0 game, which the Grambling State University Tigers run-ruled Florida A&M. This is setting up to exactly the way it was last year. Florida A&M beat Grambling in the first game. Then in the second game, in the semifinal round, Grambling won. And now a deciding game 2 to decide who goes to the championship game tomorrow. Hi, everybody. Santoria Black along with Charles Bishop and Brett Oates. Brett, this is going to be an exciting game. It is like deja vu, Groundhog Day all over again.
It's Groundhog Day on both sides for both of them. Florida A&M Rattlers and the Grambling Tigers met exactly like this last year. Both coaches were very cordial today down at the batting cages. However, they do respect each other tremendously, and they respect each other's programs, and they can't say enough for both coaches talking about each other's program. However, they do not want to go home. They want to go for the golden ring rather, and that's what they're going out for tonight. Now, Grambling was completely unbelievable with the bats yesterday, the way they were stroking and dominated completely from the mound and at the dish with hitting home runs on the offensive end for Grambling. For Florida A&M, they are going to have, they said they just had to regroup, and they're just ready to go at it.
Last night, Dooley
The
had 106
FAMU's in the
pitches,
green,
longest outing of the year,
orange
17
numbers.
pitched,
white
Gave up 5
pants,
hits, 1 walk,
rambling
7
with
strikeouts
the blood
in a
red
complete game shutout.
cut off
Florida
sleeves
A&M.
with the
So
black
different day,
sleeves, white
different time,
pants.
and now the Grambling Tigers and Florida A&M Rattlers play for the right to go to the finals tomorrow. And here's a shot right away, a line out by Nyan Hayes to first base, and there's 1 out here in the inning.
You know what kind of game this is going to be? First pitch, first swing of the bat, drive to the first baseman, and there you go, and an out. We're already started to move.
Well, to you guys' point, there are no surprises when you talk about two teams that have faced each other a total of 9 times over the past 2 years. And this one here, this is the 3rd game in this trilogy here in this 2025 SWAC tournament.
First game 14-4 in favor of Florida A&M. Last night 13-0, and this one popped up down the third baseline, and it will go just foul. That thing hung up there for a long time. Taking a look at the distances here at Rickwood Field. 325 down the left field line, 400 straightaway center, and 323 down the right field line. Of course, a very historic stadium, the oldest professional Major League Baseball ballpark in the country.
And also the last standing Negro League stadium, because the Birmingham Black Barons played here as well.
Swung on and missed. Starting pitcher in the ball game for Florida A&M is Cody Williams, the senior right-hander. 5.20 ERA, 4-3 on the season in 29 appearances. 57 strikeouts. You'll definitely see some weekend guys today.
You know, the Grambling uniform, I always liked the red vest. I just saw that was just always just something for me. I just always liked that uniform.
Cameron Hill on the mound. Pops this one in the air. Goes down the right field line, and it will go foul. And we'll do it all again. Last night, Cameron Hill, not a bad night at the plate. He was 4 for 5, including 3 singles and a double. Scored 2 runs as well.
As you well know.
Swung on and missed for a strike. There are 2 outs here at the top of the first inning.
Cameron Hill's one of those guys who's in the run for being recognized nationally by the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association as National Co-Hitter of the Week nationally. Good job for him.
Trey Bridges now up to bat for the Grambling State University Tigers. The first pitch is outside for a ball. Man, he had a day yesterday. Had a home run, scored 2 runs in the ball game. Trey Bridges has been player of the week a couple of times in the conference. Pitch missing for a ball. Bridges was 3 for 5 against Florida A&M yesterday. Scored 2 runs, had 4 RBI. Coming into today's game, he is hitting .385 and has 8 home runs. There's a home run in this tournament. This one in the right field for a base hit. The Tigers have their first man on. Trey Bridges will round first and come into second base.
Double.
Tigers have their first runner aboard.
I tell you what, guys, Trey Bridges continues his torrid hitting. That is his 8th hit in this tournament. Came in batting .438. That's his 3rd double here in this SWAC tournament.
Shannar Brown now up to bat for the Grambling Tigers, and we had a chance to see him last night after the game, Braden. One of the things that we talk about, first of all, he is a tall individual.
Yes, 6'6", I believe.
6'7".
6'7".
Swung on, foul.
But for a guy that size, he can really, really run. One thing I found out about him, he plays first base, but he's also an outfielder, which makes sense with the way that he can run. Coach Pierre was saying, just don't have a place for him out there, so that's why they have him at first base.
Swung on for a strike.
But you're always going to find a place for a guy who can swing the bat. A bat is always going to be find a place for you in the lineup.
Swung on, miss for a strike. And that is the third strike. And that's it for Grambling State University in the top of the first inning.
One runner left on base.
No errors, and one man left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Florida A&M coming up to bat here at historic Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama.
Again, if you hear some noise in the background, that is the missus right over here doing the shirts. Again, this is the first part of the brand right here. If you need one, it's good for the price of $25. All sizes, don't matter what it is. All right. We take care of the shipping and handling for you. Yes. But this is the first part of what we got right here. So we got some more things coming in for you. Man, I appreciate you. Anytime. That's that heat press machine. She is in her creative mode, so I'm not going to bother her. Dr. Israel said,
What him say?
Oh, we got some more. Oh,
My baby shirt.
y'all see, we got some more coming out. 25.
Okay, don't touch this one. It's so hot.
All right, let's get back to it.
Conference baseball tournament. Florida Rattlers, A&M Rattlers. William Brown up to bat. You just heard the crowd applaud for Jalen Niles.
Yeah. Good news for him. And Charles will deliver that information to you just a little later.
That pitch off for a ball.
Yeah, I did. I talked to the assistant coaches this morning, and he was in great spirits. You mentioned came out of surgery, and he might make an appearance today.
Back up the middle, base hit for William Brown, and Florida A&M has one aboard here in the bottom of the first inning.
Brown has always been a tough out, the junior second baseman for Florida A&M. Smacks it right back up the middle. Nobody's holding back. Both teams said they are going to, because there is no tomorrow.
Nope.
You are just simply here to win.
Here's a pitch. Swung on. Chopper down the first baseline, foul.
Here's something you might not know about Papel. He does everything on the field except pitch. He also paints houses. He also does everything for the team. But did you know he already has his engineering degree?
Oh, wow.
But he's going to go to, he's already passed the MCAT, which is the medical school equivalency test or test to get in. He wants to be a dentist, but he already has his engineering degree from Florida A&M.
Good grief. I tell you what, there are some kids who are very intelligent, doing some big things, and have big plans for themselves when the game is over. And that's always important. We talk about that all the time. And, during the week, we had a chance to talk with some legendary coaches. We talked to other folks, and that has always been a thing, is that what happens after the game is over?
talking with Coach Shoup and Pierre, that's what both of them, they echo that feeling. I think all coaches echo that feeling because at some point someone's going to tap you or the game is going to tap you and say, you're done. Now what do you do with the rest of your life? And all of these guys out here are so productive and very smart.
This one fouled off. Brody Popel.
There you go.
3:30 coming into today's game. He is one of only 2 players in the lineup that has played and started in all 55 games for Florida A&M.
Been an active guy on the base.
744. Yeah, that 744 ERA is diabolical work right there.
Outside for a ball. First third of this game, these guys are trying to feel out what that day is going to be like with the pitchers, like the timing, trying to feel everybody out here to start. With these teams, they have been together so much. This one, nice stop there by the second baseman. And they say that the batter is out, or the runner is out, I should say.
Batter interference.
Interference on the batter?
Yes.
We saw that yesterday.
And it was catcher's interference.
They call the runner out. They call the batter interference on
right, there it is.
Capel on the throw down.
Yep.
The batter does have control of the box. We saw that the other day when one was hitting the head, but you cannot come out of that box and move around when that catcher is trying to make a play. So it's a double play.
And this one is an easy play. 1, 2, 3 for the Grambling Tiger defense. We head to the second inning. No score between the Rattlers and the Tigers. We'll take this time out here in Birmingham. Back after this.
As you see, you got good setup over here. Projection screen behind us. Pass right here. Of course, niggas in play. And if you see way in the background is the missus doing her thing. So we are up and at it. Yeah, you know what? I don't do the red like that. Even though the missus is gonna tell me you have too much red in your damn closet and on your feet. But I do like the sleeveless red uniforms for Grandpa. Mm. 7.44 ERA is nasty work. But if you look at some of these teams, you look at some of the pitchers in MLB, they are pretty much just on par with everybody else. So you're pretty much not missing anything. Let's get back to it.
There's so much history here. There's a museum that's right here in the stadium, and it gives you all kinds of things. It gives you gloves that some of the players used back in the day. And we're talking about all the way back into the 20s and 30s. The philosophy around the glove, the first glove that was used is to catch it with the palm of your hand. They didn't have the netting and the webbing in there. And so there's so much down in that museum, and it's just really, really awe-inspiring to see some of the same things that people saw when they attended games here years ago.
It's really impressive and unbelievable because you look at some of the equipment and ask, how did they
play?
Yeah, with that.
Here's a shot in the left field by Shannon Martin.
Oh,
this one is going back, and it is against the wall.
Oh.
Martin will go into second for a base hit. Ben Kim tried to get a bead on the ball, and it went against the wall just a little bit above his glove. And Martin in for a double to start things off here for the Grambling Tigers.
Hey, I do know the
Marcellus.
there's a Grambling alum. So
Marcellus with a double.
Good hitting catcher.
Hashtag.
Talked to his parents before the game today. They're just excited on his performance. They said that's what he wanted to do, is be a catcher and wanted to perform. And he's performing. He said, but he's worked hard. He's always worked very hard at the position. And that's why he does what he does back there. He looks good. Great on defense. Can call the game.
And Chris Marcellus, he continues his hot hitting. That is his 4th double here in this tournament.
You know, and Marcellus will be back next year.
That's a great news for some of these coaches. You got guys coming back. Here's a shot in the left field, base hit. A run coming around for the Grambling State University Tigers, and that's Chris Marcellus and the Tigers up 1-0.
You have a hitting catcher who can run. Wow. These guys in the SWAC are changing positions and perceptions. And the perceptions of these positions being played in the SWAC is, you know, a catcher's not supposed to be able to run. Catcher's not supposed to be able to hit.
Well, he can do both.
Well, I've got some news for you, my friend.
Yes.
These guys obviously don't read the book on what you're not supposed to be able to do.
And guys, we continue to talk about these torrid Grambling bats. That is Aries Gardner's 5th RBI here in this tournament.
Gardner, we've been calling his name all tournament.
Yesterday, Aries Gardner got on by a walk. Struggled a little bit at the plate. Here's a shot in the left field, and this one is going to be foul.
I mean, you're right, Santori. When he struggled a bit in this tournament, but when he's connected, he is absolutely connected. I still remember that moon shot from Thursday night, I believe it was, where Aries hit one way over the American sign out there.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
Needed a passport to return. If you go get that ball, you're going to need a passport to get back into the States.
Aries Gardner has definitely improved his numbers.
Love the Grambling faithful there along first base side, right behind home plate, man. They are cheering their Tigers on.
I'll give you that.
Here's a shot into left center field, base hits. 2-man aboard now.
You know what I find phenomenal about this Grambling offense? I mean, in this tournament, they're hitting 392 as a team, and they still left 33 men on base.
Wow. Well, I guess it stacks up. That's why they're nationally ranked in batting averages. Grambling is ranked. There we go. Stolen bases. Grambling is ranked number 12 nationally per game.
Gardner up to the plate. Here's a throw to third in time. Double play.
Ooh.
Double play. And they want a review. Looks like somebody's calling for a review. Coach Pierre kind of walking away, but that's 2 outs in the inning.
Man, that was great defense.
That was, now watch this, boom. Knowing where to go. And then you have the fire. Boom, the cannon.
1-5-3 double play.
Looks like it might be. Let's see again. Slow it down. Here it comes. And.
Oh, that's close.
Ooh.
That's close.
I'm going to leave it to you, Zan. Again?
I think that there's a possibility he could be safe here. And that's a good shot right there. Look where the ball is. Still coming in. His foot's on the bag.
Oh, yeah.
His foot's on the bag.
Yeah.
There you can see the ball just
it's right outside.
to the left of his glove, and there you see his foot was already on the bag.
Okay, I get you.
Good camera work right there.
Hey, Garen.
Again, our camera guys and girls, and our producer, who's been doing his producing. They do a phenomenal job here at the SWAC Digital Network.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he beat. Yeah, you're right.
He beat that
Yeah,
throw
you're
out.
right.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Where his heel is on that bag and where that ball is. And you can see the ball has not yet arrived. Just
Yeah.
to the left of the glove there.
Yeah, clearly his foot is on the bag.
Right there. That's where his foot is. You see the ball still has not arrived there yet.
Great pictures, man.
So the officials are still reviewing. And while we have this opportunity, the championship game tomorrow, 1 p.m. right here at Rickwood Field. Whoever wins this game will battle against Bethune-Cookman, who is just sitting it out right now. They are enjoying themselves, and I had a chance to talk to Coach Hernandez this morning.
That's an interesting conversation right there.
We are really looking forward to it, but we really needed this day of rest. And so they're just going to relax. They're going to meet a little bit. He says, but we want these guys to really relax. He's got somebody that's going to come in and, just do some relaxing techniques with this team, with Bethune-Cookman. And Coach Theus is going to speak to the team today. And so really a great opportunity for them to just get together as a team as they get ready for the championship game tomorrow. And there you see once again.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Santor, but this will be Bethune-Cookman's first opportunity since they've joined the SWAC to win a SWAC championship?
I believe that's right. He's out.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, the officials say that he's out.
Oh. Oh.
Mm.
Oh. Okay.
Well, Martavius Thomas will come up to bat. It'll be scored as a 1-5-3 double play. And so the runner is at second.
Can we get a call on that one?
3 balls, no strikes. And a walk.
The offense continues to roll for Grambling here at the top of the 7th, as they've jumped out to a 1-0 lead.
So 2-minute board now for the Grambling Tigers. Nyan Hayes coming up to bat.
Oh.
Hayes is hit by a pitch. And now the bases are loaded for Grambling.
Does this look familiar, Charles? Does this look familiar, Sent? Was this
a little bit?
I mean, deja vu has been the buzzword here in this SWAC tournament.
And we'll have a mound visit for Florida A&M.
I see that who's tuned into us, some former Grambling baseball players, champion Juan Mag Williams and Tommy Hookfin. Championship guys from 83, 82, 83. Guys I was there with, guys that made me learn how to keep the book.
2023 Florida A&M faced Bethune-Cookman in the championship game. That year, the Rattlers were the number 3 seed, and the Wildcats the number 2 seed. That was a close game, 9-6, 23. So these Florida schools, since coming into the conference, have really been impressive. The shot to the second baseman and throws it in time.
FAMU gets out of a jam on that one. Bases were loaded. Left 3 on.
And that's what you don't want to do. If you're Coach Davin Pierre, you do not want to leave all those guys aboard. But one run did score for the Grambling Tigers. So there's good news for the Tigers there in Florida A&M. What a sigh of relief, because they were able to hold Grambling just that one run. Time out on the field. We'll take this break. We'll be right back.
That's me right there. That's me. That's the new feature right there. Show comments on the stage. But yeah, it's our chat. So it's good. It's something where actual streamers use on Twitch and everything. But I had a question earlier in the chat that I put in there. Who is or was considered the greatest hitter in baseball? So ain't nobody really didn't say anything about Rod Carew. Let's see, you got Roberto Clemente. Y'all hear that? She's in a mode. So, but now appreciate everybody for joining today. If you're on Twitter, man, you can also comment in on the Twitter. It will show up on here on my end. So you can always comment on Twitter too. So in the chat. But let's get back to it.
Justin Cruz coming up to the dish, the junior, hitting .336 on the season, 50 games played and 43 started. That first pitch in for a strike.
Fly to left field, to right field.
And this one caught in foul territory.
Trey Bridges, more stellar play out there in right field. Great job of feeling for the wall and making the play.
Well, that was a tough play to make. Look at that, right against the nets.
That was a really good heads-up play. Slowed down, under control, saw the ball the whole time, and didn't hurt himself. That's one of the big things about playing up against those walls, being able to feel and get under control so you don't run through them.
1-0 our score here. Second inning.
You know, talking with Coach Shoops this morning rather, is that, you know, he was saying that, you know, there's really nothing for me and you to really talk about for this today because we're just here to win. We've got to win. There's nothing to talk about. It's nothing going to be fancy. There's nothing, you know, everybody knows what the assignment is. It is to win and get to the championship and to win a championship there at Florida A&M.
Yeah, that's really what all the coaches have said is that, well, we know the assignment. We know what we got to do now.
And you talk about the familiarity of these two teams. They probably know what each other likes for breakfast at this point.
Oh, man, no kidding.
No doubt.
Colton Riles now to the plate. And there's something to be said about familiarity with a team. Two outs in the inning.
Martinez for Grambling he looks so much more fluid. Doesn't look like he's under pressure. And that goes for both pitchers.
This one in the air towards right field, caught for the third out of the inning.
Be right back.
So we now go to the third inning. 1-0, Grambling on top. We'll take this time out. Back after this.
Be right back.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators, losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Hey, HBCU friends and fam, spread the word. The Retool Your School program is back and making a bigger impact than ever before. For more than 15 years, we've been making a difference by helping HBCUs build what they need to take their campuses to the next level. From lounges for ideation and collaboration to gardens that beautify campuses. This year, we're showing up in a big way, helping HBCUs shine with over $3 million in Retool Your School grants. Find out more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Well, there's the beautiful Chevrolet Silverado truck, the Z71, sitting right outside the entrance to historic Rickwood Field. This truck has many features, including a nice, sleek look, and it has a lot of room for the family to go across town or across country. And it's got some of the best in safety features. So not only will you be able to ride in style and in comfort, but also knowing that Chevrolet has put out a product that will keep your family safe up and down the road and along the highways and byways. It's a nice sporty looking on the inside. It has tremendous features, including plenty of things to make sure that you have your family's cell phones and tablets and all that can go right inside that truck. And you got meals for your kids. You can put that in there too. The Chevrolet Silverado Z71 sitting right outside of Rickwood Field. Grambling up to bat now here in the third inning. Trey Bridges at the plate. Trey Bridges already been up. He got a double in the first inning. Top of the third inning. That pitch is a ball.
Now, as we see, if Grambling is trying to grind away and pull into the championship, Coach Pierre was saying, you know, this could be, we're into some
The shot into right field for a base hit. Trey Bridges on.
Getting into other territory because there hasn't been a back-to-back champion, he believes, since 83, 85 here in the SWAC tournament. And they're trying to reproduce that. And it was the Grambling team that did that back in 83 and 85 that went back-to-back as champions in the SWAC. So he's trying to reproduce something that's over like 40 years old.
There's a strike. So Shanar Brown heading the count. One and two now the count with nobody out. Brett, we've got a great guest here in the press box with us.
Yes,
We've
sir.
been talking about Rickwood Field and this great facility that is here.
This is the head honcho, everybody. We have one of the best guests. He can tell you everything about this place. Gerald, my man, how you doing? Watkins with Friends of Rickwood here.
I'm so honored to be here.
Good to have you.
Honored to be up here talking to an old friend and sharing stories about America's oldest ballpark. And before I say anything else, let me say how honored we are to be hosting the SWAC tournament this year and for the next 4 years. This has been an incredible experience, and I can't wait till the next game. And we've seen some great baseball, Brett, haven't we?
We've seen some fantastic baseball, but all of the renovations that have gone on here since last year, you guys had Major League Baseball here. You put in about $8 million renovations.
Well, that's a little bit high, but we put a lot of money into it, no doubt.
I mean, look at the surface and all that. Can you tell us about the process? Because I remember when you would drive by the park and you see all these people with construction and all that. How long did it take it to get it up to the Major League standard?
It took about 9 months, and the thing to note is the ball field, the playing surface is Major League quality in every way. The grass that we have out here in the infield is nurtured at the same level as what you'd see in Atlanta or New York. And so these young men are getting to play on a surface that's going to be probably better than what they're playing on during the year. And we're going to maintain it at this level no matter what. So hopefully this will be, again, the first of some very historic games out here at Rickwood Field. And we just, again, are very happy that the SWAC chose us to come and allow us to host their tournament.
Aries Gardner up to the plate now as Chris Marcellus is aboard. He is at first base with a single, and Trey Bridges now at third base. Gerald, Major League Baseball was able to bring the Cardinals and the Giants here. That had to be just an unbelievable experience.
It was like a baseball version of Disney World. Everything that we had went off so well. The commissioner was happy. The mayor was happy. The baseball players and their managers and their families were happy. There's nothing that could have gone any better. And we hope at some point we'll get to recreate that. But, when you do something that special, nothing's ever going to be as good as the first time. But we're hoping to have MLB back for a regular season game like we had last year. However, we do have the East-West game coming up on June 19th. That will be a game played by former big leaguers and mostly like an exhibition game. The tickets are going to be very reasonable. We're hoping that we'll have a huge crowd and stay in the good graces of Major League Baseball and let them know that this is truly a baseball town.
Now, Gerald, when you get people in here, they can come for tours of the facility. Is that correct? Or?
That's right. We have tours 5 days a week, 10 to 4. And anytime we have ball games, they're welcome to tour as well. So we try to be a very welcoming place. And we have a museum and a gift shop. And unlike most museums, you can come in our museum and you can try on antique gloves, and you can go out and have a catch with me, or you can hold the bat that Chad Boseman used in the 42 movie. So unlike a lot of museums, we don't have a lot of glass cases. You can pick up and touch and see and feel and truly experience Rickwood Field in baseball history.
Shannon Martin now up to the plate. Aries Gardner struck out, and there are now 2 outs here in the inning. 0-2 now the count. Gerald, when you look at baseball players, and especially you got all these teams that have come into the tournament, their coaches have all had a chance to speak with them about the historic nature of this ballpark. Strike 3, and the side is retired. So no runs off of 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Here in the 3rd inning for the Grambling Tigers. Top of the 3rd we go, bottom of the 3rd to Florida A&M we go. We'll keep it right here. We'll take a timeout. We'll take this timeout. When we come back, we'll have more from here at Rickwood Field. Back after this.
It's time to reimagine exceptional. Introducing the Buick Envision. Experience advanced technology with breathtaking clarity and help keep the noise out, creating a serene space within. With advanced safety technologies standard on Envision, experience confident driving wherever the road takes you. Discover what it's like to make every day an occasion. Buick, exceptional by design.
Hey, HBCU friends and fam, spread the word. The Retool Your School program is back and making a bigger impact than never before. For more than 15 years, we've been making a difference by helping HBCUs build what they need to take their campuses to the next level. From lounges for ideation and collaboration to gardens that beautify campuses. This year, we're showing up in a big way, helping HBCUs shine with over $3 million in Retool Your School grants. Find out more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Back here at Rickwood Field here in Birmingham, and there is the coach of the men's basketball team at Bethune-Cookman and the athletic director, Reggie Theus. Of course, we know some history about him as he has been a legend in the NBA. Let's go down in the dugout to Charles Bishop along with head coach Jamie Shoup.
Yeah, down here with Coach Jamie Shoup. Coach, first things first, a lot of the baseball community and fans want to know about the health of Jalen Knox.
Good news. Obviously, it was a long night for him. He got to the hospital, before our game was over with, and about 2 o'clock this morning, they were able to set his leg back in place. Then he had surgery about 9 o'clock this morning. Surgery was very successful. They weren't real optimistic about him not having to have additional surgeries, but they're thinking now after getting in there and having surgery that he may not have to have additional surgery. So great news on that front. On the other front, we don't have one of our leaders. Jay Niles, a 4-year starter for us at shortstop, but this is good experience for a freshman in a semi-final game.
No doubt, Coach. That's great to hear. Really quickly in regards to the gameplay, just what do you guys need to do to get to Mason Martinez?
We got to start swinging the bat. They can swing the bat. We know that. We're not going to be able to pitch our way through to the championship game tomorrow. So we're going to have to swing the bat, get aggressive offensively, hopefully put some runs on the board.
No doubt. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks a lot, Charles. And we're back in the booth with Gerald Watkins from the Friends of Rickwood. And I was asking about, just the, these coaches and players who have come in here. A lot of these players really don't know who some of these guys are. For them to be able to learn and go through the museum and just learn about this, it really has to be great for this museum and for this stadium, because now you got younger guys who start knowing about the history.
One of the things that we really enjoy, and I myself am a baseball nerd. I love baseball history, and it's just fun to be able to share the stories of the people that have played here. And it may have been said earlier, but we've had 183 Hall of Famers to have played here, and I'm not sure anywhere else in the baseball world they can match that, because we've been around so long. And we had exhibition games. We had the Black Barons. We've had the Barons. We've had barnstorming. They're just a measure of history here that's really hard to copy or to match. And when you tell these people that Willie Mays played here at 17 years old, and you show the picture of Willie smiling and just thinking about his future. It's just something that gives me chill bumps every day as often as I'm here.
Now, a lot of people still think, this park is still open. You have high schools that play here, colleges that play here, get the opportunity. How important is that for them to be able to come in here and still use the park, that it's not just a museum that's not being used?
Well, it's important to us because we're trying
Yep.
to
Chris, they
continue
playing
building
FAMU.
history.
What up,
We
though?
tell some of these guys, I mentioned 183 Hall of Famers. You could be a Hall of Famer in 20, 25 years. You never know. But you got to dream it. You got to try. You got to work at it. And to be able to tell about the guys that have been here and what they did and talk about how far Reggie Jackson hit the ball and to tell them the story about when Reggie came here 3 years ago to work on the documentary about his life. I pointed out that he was one of 3 guys to hit it over the right field roof: Stan Musial, Babe Ruth, and Reggie Jackson. And Reggie remembered hitting it over the wall, and he walked out there in the rain with our groundskeeper to try to see how far he had hit the ball. And that was just a cool experience. And to know that Reggie remembered, and there's a million other stories I'm sure that are out there, and hopefully we'll continue to have big leaguers, former big leaguers, come through here and jog their memory. I know Raleigh Fingers was pitching here one night and got hit in the face by a ball, and it kind of sidetracked his career, but he came back and became a Hall of Famer. So there's just so much that happened here. And not only baseball, we've had concerts, we've had the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. We've just had a lot of things happen here, and it's not just a baseball park, it's a civic institution here in Birmingham.
At one point, they told me they played, and I don't know if this was back in the 60s or the 70s, that they played football here as well.
Yes, there were some high school games played here as recently as the 60s and 70s, and Alabama and Auburn played football here in the 20s.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Charles, any questions for Gerald?
Well, Gerald, I did want to ask, and I when I first walked in here, I became kind of emotional just kind of looking at the pictures. But do you ever just pinch yourself when you are walking here on a daily basis, just at the amount of history within this stadium?
I do every day, and I pitch and play in an old timers game usually in October. And when I go on the mound, I mean, I look around and I make myself think about who was here before. And you just can't get that everywhere. I mean, there's some great ballparks in the country, and they all have their history, and some of them are just starting out and building it, but we have it. And someone asked me about coming here as opposed to going to Hoover to the SEC tournament, and I said, you're going to see some great players here that people don't know about, but you're also going to get to feel the history, and you're going to look out and see a different world of baseball that's played here as compared to somewhere else. And I think that's something that we can hold on to and continue to share this experience with these players and the ones that come back next year. And we have travel ball all during the summer. We have our own home run derby. We have so much going on here. It's not just a place to come and tour. You can see a lot of baseball over the summer, and we love to share that. And our volunteers come out here, and they'll spend 15 minutes or 2 hours with some of these fans, just whatever they want.
Throw over to first base is in time.
Gerald, on the park, the original wall back there, me and Charles went back there and looked at it, and the X marks the spot back there. I mean, it's just amazing how big this field actually was.
That's true. And I will tell you that I guess it was Friday, a young man from I believe it was Arkansas Pine Bluff hit one over the Walt Dropo mark. So that ball had to be at least 475.
Wow.
And I went back there hoping to find the ball, and the guy in the bullpen said it went over that other wall, and there's a lot of woods back there, and I didn't want to go back there and look for a baseball. It might be walking on somebody else's territory, but to me that was really fun because we see a lot of good baseball out here, but we haven't seen a ball hit that far in a long time.
Wow. Well, Gerald, I can't thank you enough just for sharing some of the great history that is here and welcoming the conference, and all the players, the families, friends who have come out. It is really an awe-inspiring experience. And, I just invite you, even if you're not the biggest fan of baseball, if you just love great history, this is really a great place to come because it has got tremendous history that I don't think people really understand.
Well, that's right. And I thank you guys for having me on. And again, I thank the SWAC from the commissioner and all of his staff. They've been great to work with. And as we've talked, we come up with ideas now. Okay, next year we're going to do this. Next year we're going to do this. And not to say that we haven't done a good or great job this year, but you always see things you can do differently. And that's going to make it even special in more years to come.
Gerald,
I appreciate it, man.
Man, my pleasure. And good to see you as
Man,
always.
Good to see you. Good to see
Charles,
you.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, sir. Thank you so much.
Y'all take care.
All right.
Gerald Watkins, he is the director of Rickwood Fields here in Birmingham, Alabama, a tremendous facility. And if you have not had a chance to visit here, if you haven't been here in the tournament, you need to do so. It is really, really a great place. Jay Campbell now coming up to the plate. And Brody Papel was intentionally walked.
And you know why? We're not going to take a chance with a guy like that.
We have a shot up in the air, foul.
Yeah, you don't want to take a chance on Brody Papel, but guess what? Jay Campbell hitting right behind him, batting 500 in the SWAC tournament, 6 of 12.
Wow.
Has 181 at bats, 39 RBI, 58 hits, 5 home runs.
With the bats that FAMU has, you know, Coach Shoup was saying what they have arms, but they've got to be more offensive. And that's what he's looking for. He's got guys that he's looking at now and guys on the team
Outside for a ball.
that they have just got to be more offensive. And you're looking at his roster, who he has now. I'm like, what else are you trying to do?
2 outs here. Bottom of the third inning. Outside for a ball. And remember, bases loaded with Rattlers. If you're head coach Jamie Shoup, this is exactly what you want. Your batter is ahead in the count right now. Bases are loaded, got an opportunity to score.
Yes, this is exactly it. Wait for your pitch. That's what he said. Don't swing at anything. You're just going to sit there. You're looking for a specific pitch to drive.
That one's a ball, and now Florida A&M is on the board. And remember, Figueroa, he reached on an E5. Now bases loaded again for Florida A&M. Cruz up to bat. Here's a shot into center field, base hit. Lopez comes in. Propel comes in. And Florida A&M now with a 3-1 lead. Great hit, great shot by Cruz.
Wow. Nice bit of hitting right there. Spits right down the middle. There you see it. Nothing too hard. Just stroke it. That's all we're trying to do. Nobody's trying to hit a home run. Just put the ball in play.
Now runners at the corners for the Rattlers.
Grambling still there's 2 outs. But all we know is about these leads. What do we have to say about these leads, guys, in the SWAC?
Leads are not safe.
These are never safe.
Meeting at the mound is over. Coach Shoup said that, look, we got to just come back tomorrow and we got to put the bat on the ball. Got to change our thinking. And he just said it in the dugout with Charles Bishop. We cannot pitch our way out of this game. We have got to put the bat on the ball.
And that's the best way of even putting it, that we cannot pitch our way out of the game. We have to be very aggressive at the dish and put the ball in play. If we get guys on, we have the speed to turn a single into a double. And that's how you're putting pressure on the defense.
Two-0 the counts.
It's time to take that dude out.
I tell you, after the game Florida A&M had yesterday, this is kind of what the doctor ordered right here for them right now. Still a lot of baseball to be played. This one's a strike. And some of the FAMU fans not happy about that call.
You think they wouldn't think that was a good strike?
Yeah, they weren't ambiguous about that one.
No, they weren't all. Ben Kim flew out to center field in the second inning. Here's a pitch. That pitch, a ball.
Oh, Martinez thought he got him on that one. 3-1. He's got to come down the middle on this.
And if you're Ben Kim, the best thing you do here is just, hey, you are ahead of the count. Make them pitch to you.
That's right.
Here's a pitch. Swung on. Hit to the second baseman. Throws it over to Brown to retire Florida A&M.
FAMU does their damage.
3 runs. 2 hits. 1 error and 2 men left on base. We now go to the 4th inning with the score. Florida A&M up 3-1 here in Birmingham. Back after.
Oh my goodness! You gotta get yourself out that hole, that pitching hole, man. And I'm gonna let you know he ain't coming back out there in the 4th. So. But man, as always, look, we are the missus over here being very, very crafty. I am over here being myself. I don't think this will be a low scoring game. I think this might turn out into a shootout. Grambling just jumped out on them last night, and basically they never looked back. But I guess they are pretty much. I don't know. you got to ride that momentum off from last night because you're playing to go to the championship game. Nothing more, nothing less. And the game should be coming back on in a minute. In 1 second. I'm gonna show y'all the shirts. But we haven't gotten the cover out this one, but we got it in neon green. And we got it in baby blue. So of course, we doing what we do. Let's get back to the game.
Batter.
It says hitting the bat.
Oh, they hit the bat.
Let's take a look at that. See if.
Here's a replay here.
Oh, it looks like it hit around his hands. It was a good shot. Slow it down. We can see his
right
reaction.
Right on the hands right there. On the hand and the bat.
Yeah.
Back to action here. 2-1 to count. Good catch.
Shut me up.
Comes over. It's a Grambling. Top of the fourth. No lead is safe.
No lead is ever safe. We've seen that constantly throughout this tournament.
And absolutely with this explosive Grambling offense, you have to stay on your toes the whole time.
There's a shot down the first baseline. That's some great field work by the first baseman from Florida A&M, Matthew Perez.
Very nice, man. Did you see? He had to really work with that one. That was an odd bounce. What would you call it?
Well, no, Coach Cato called it a Baltimore hop.
Which I still love that.
Nyan Hayes now coming to the plate for the Grambling Tigers. 2 outs here for Cody Williams and the Florida A&M defense. Outside for a ball. It's going to be a bunt down the first base line. And they're going to call him out. Great field work by the catcher, Brody Papel. That's great field work.
That's being a ball player. Watch this. Yeah, hits off on it's fair. It is fair.
Yeah.
Fair ball. And you see Papel right away going after the ball. And there you looked and Hayes thought it was foul and he didn't move. He was just frozen. And great work by Papel in order to get the outs.
Here's another lesson. Don't you call the play. Blue calls the play. You just take off. Let them call you back.
We'll take a timeout from here in Birmingham. 3-1, Florida
He
A&M.
just had a brain for it. It's a check swing. It's a check swing, Mr. Emmett, but you gotta just. It's basically what he's saying is don't wait till the umpire try to save you. Go ahead and make a play. But other than that, we are here. For all the folks that's watching on Twitter, make sure you hit that follow button. And also, come on over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. And again, as you see, the missus is in the back. She is in her mode right now. She is in her mode. So, hey, we doing the thing over here. Get back to the game.
Depot. Nike, proud sponsors of the SWAC. Gatorade, is it in you? And Pepsi. You see one of the photos, huge mural right at the stadium.
The Homestead Grays.
Absolutely. Let's go down into the dugout with Charles Bishop.
Yeah, down here with Coach Pierre. Coach, 3-1 here through the first third of the game. I saw you call the team up over there at first base. What were your words to them?
It's just the emotion of the game, man. You know, you got two teams that are
tell them Mr. Emmett hit that like button.
So it's a lot of high emotion, and this is fun baseball, man. Competitive baseball at its best in our league. So, man, you know, we just got to settle down. You know, we had the opportunity to score some runs early. We didn't capitalize, and they had a big inning. We walked the guy that we thought we should have been able to pitch to, and at least allow him to put the ball in play. We're not trying to pitch to Propel in a situation like that because he's their best player. So but this is fun baseball, man. We competing right now. Both teams are hunting to be in that title game.
Coach, from talking to you, you've been here before. You have the utmost confidence in this ball club.
Absolutely, man. We just need to offensively cash in when we have those opportunities, and we're gonna get another inning, but we got to make sure that when we get it, we can put up a good number on them. And so we'll see. But Cody's doing a really good job right now, man. He's competing hard. Maybe somebody in the pen will be better for us.
Sure thing, Coach. Let you lock back in.
All right, that is head coach Davin Pierre.
He has 13 to 14 guys that were here last year doing the same thing in the dugout. So all of them are that I've talked to. I had a chance to just chit chat with some of the players down there earlier, and they're like, hey, we've been here before. We've been able to do this. However, on the other side, so have they.
Absolutely.
So there's no panic. Everybody's like, let's just play. But it's great to see that they have emotion about this. And, what else would you expect?
Last back-to-back tournament champions technically is Southern University, 2019-2021. Remember the COVID year, 2020, that season was canceled. Southern won it in 2019 and 21. Before that, Texas Southern pretty dominant. They won 3 out of 4 championships, 2015, and then Mervo Melendez, that amazing run they had with Alabama State in 16, and then 17 and 18. Mike Robb won it again for Texas Southern. Jackson State and Omar Johnson in 13 and 14. Here's a shot into right field, and that's a base hit for Florida A&M. That is Figueroa, who reached the last inning on an error. And now he's aboard with a single with 1 out here in the inning. Matthew Perez, who had a great play to end the inning for Grambling in the last half of the inning, now will come to the plate, struck out back in the 3rd inning. Here's the shot in the left field for a base hit. Florida A&M getting those bats warmed up, and the Rattlers have 2 aboard.
This is exactly what Coach Shoup was talking about that he needed. Again, you said earlier, we're not going to pitch ourselves out of this. We're going to have to be offensive, and when we get on the bags, we're going to move. So they're being very aggressive against Grambling, and the defense is going to have to start making plays for the G-men.
Justin Lopez coming up to the plate. Walked back in the 3rd inning, did score a run. Lopez comes into this game hitting .258. His best outing at the plate, 2 of them against Grambling back on April the 26th. He was 2 for 2, scored 2 runs and had an RBI. And he was 2 for 4 against Alabama A&M. He had 4 RBI in that game back on May the 2nd.
Mason Martinez up there on the mound. He's been working. Very locked in.
Lopez. And Martinez backs off the mound. We also saw a couple of balks yesterday as well.
Mm-hmm.
Swung on, foul. And for fans at home who don't understand balk, newer rule, it's not new but newer, kind of talk about what the balk is as it relates to the pitcher.
Okay, a balk is simply, it's called deception. That's all it is that once you come to a set motion, or did you come to a position in which you are required to come to first home plate, rather, if you break that,
That pitch is a strike 3 call.
Ooh.
Two
Deception.
outs.
I'm sorry.
Just 2 outs.
Deception on the ball. If it comes to a set, like where he is now, you can see in the replay, his leg right here. That means you have to come forward. If it breaks up to a certain area, your glove comes and makes a set. No, you cannot come to first. Now, if you're coming to first, you have to step off of the rubber. I know this sounds like a lot, but it's actually not. But it's you step off the rubber, you can come to first. But
down the third baseline foul.
The player is required. It is a must. You must step off behind the rubber to make the move to first base. But what you cannot do, and we saw yesterday, was we had a pitcher who raised his leg up and started his motion toward home plate and then went to first. Ball. That means it advances the runner, whatever base he's on. That runner or the batter is awarded first base. If you're on first base, the first and so forth. So the first base runner would then advance. I hope I didn't make that too complicated.
Well, balk is one of those rules that a lot of people don't understand. Here's a shot towards the shortstop. Throw over to first in time. And that retires Florida A&M here in this half of the inning. Strand 2. We move now to the top of the 5th inning. 3-1 our score. Take this time out here in Birmingham after this great play by the shortstop.
It's too early to be nervous. It's still a baseball game though, man. You got enough time. Huh. The missus has done every shirt right now. We got some more coming out. And we're gonna have the hoodies coming out too. That is her specialty also. Hoodies.
T-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies.
T-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies. That's what we got going on. T-shirts 25, long sleeves are 30, hoodies are what? 40? 40. Try to see if we can set up a store, online store, so we can have all this settled out. That way, we can have it here. But other than that, we just having a good time on Saturday afternoon. So we just having a good time Saturday afternoon. And I ain't bothering her. She's in her mode.
I know.
Some of the signs in for this ball game is they will play one of these two teams tomorrow in the SWAC championship game at 1 p.m. Wind blowing a little bit more in the outfield. You see the flag now blowing out towards right.
And we'll see how that plays out a little bit later on in this game with weather supposedly to come into the Birmingham area a little more this afternoon. So we'll see when the wind starts to freshen up in the later innings.
Swung on and missed for a strike.
You know, Brett, listening to you talk about the balk rule, I was thinking about my algebra rules and things of that nature.
Which are harder, algebra rules or geometry?
I wasn't good at either, so.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the man.
But here's a question, Brett, especially with lefties, because they're so deceptive. We talk about the balk rule. I mean, don't they kind of straddle the line when sometimes if they're really good?
Yes, that is absolutely true. And that's the thing about lefties with the balk rule, that leg, because they're facing the runner. It is, and you really have to pay attention because a lot of them get away with what would be called a balk. So umpires have to really pay attention to that move for them. It's not really hard for a balk move to be called for against the righty because you have to come so far around. But
that one fouled off.
That lefty, that's the one you really have to watch. We had a lefty yesterday that was called for a balk, and I saw it was deception the way that he had moved his leg as if he was coming home, and then switched at the last moment and changed his momentum to come to first, and that's what they got him on.
Swung on, hit in the air. It'll be foul. Hit the roof. One of our cameramen, DJ, up on the roof, and he said he had to dodge many foul balls yesterday.
DJ, he's fleet of foot. I know. He's agile. Man. He's agile.
Yeah, DJ was playing Frogger up there the other day.
Absolutely. Playing Frogger with his life of baseball. And here's the thing, and DJ found this out. As you get older, moving can become a challenge. Strike three. Great pitch. Cody Williams.
Excellent pitch. Excellent pitch. Watch how this thing breaks. Right here, starts up, and oop, there it is. This keeps starting to rise on you.
Trey Bridges now coming to the plate. Nice shot past the shortstop. Shortstop in the game for Bethune-Cookman is Justin Lopez, the freshman.
Bridges is at it again. Back on the bat. Nice bit of hitting for him as well. And then you're followed by Brown. What a lineup.
That's the fifth hit of the ball game for him. Check that. That is the seventh hit of the ball game for the Grambling Tigers.
And they're down.
3-1. That pitch in there for a strike. Painting the outside corner. And you're seeing Cody Williams move the ball all around right now to really kind of throw off the Grambling boundaries because they know that this team can hit. So they can't just find a spot and stick there. They've got to move the ball around.
Oh, yeah. If you groove it against Grambling's offense, you're going to be in trouble.
Williams doing a great job right now going inside and outside. You take a look at the meetings that these two teams have had. The last meeting, of course, yesterday, 13-0, and then 3 losses for the Grambling Tigers. Here's the throw over to first in time. Great throw by the freshman, Justin Lopez. We said Niles was a big hole in the defense for Florida A&M. Coach Shoup said, what an opportunity this is for a freshman now.
And exactly, next man up. Watch how the backhand, the footwork right here. Nice job. See that backhand? Get your thumb down. It opens the glove up, comes right up, doesn't pat. And this is what we have with a lot of guys. They'll make the play.
Here's a shot going up in the air, going out towards center field. It's going back, and it is caught at the warning track, running out of room. Was the center fielder Justin Cruz, and at the last minute caught the ball and ran against the center field wall and straight away center. What a way to end this half of the inning. So no runs off of one hit, no errors, and one man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning with the score. 3-1, Florida A&M. Back after this.
winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
It's time to reimagine exceptional. Introducing the Buick Envision.
Man, the game is going kind of fast right there. That's what we need. In actuality, remember the last, all the games been damn near 3.5, 4 hour marathons. I mean, I'm kind of glad this one's going kind of fast though. Get back to it.
It's been a great week here in Birmingham.
Phenomenal.
Great food. You know, I think when you get to Birmingham, you just gain 10 pounds just off the top. Because you come in here and there's so much good food.
There is.
Oh, man.
There is. Just a few blocks from here.
There's a shot in the right field, and it's going to be a base hit. Well, fam really doing a great job in attacking today at the plate.
They are. There he is. Papel again.
He is one of their best players. He is their best player. Here comes Davin Pierre Popel hitting .327 this season.
Charles, what does the dugout down there look like for Grambling?
Well, I was just kind of marveling, Coach Pierre, that previous inning. Chris Marcellus was pretty despondent about that ball being caught out there in center field, but Coach Pierre kind of gave him a wink and a nod and a smile, like you'll get your chance. So, you know, they're still up down here. He clapped them up, and everybody's still in great spirits.
And you see where the new pitcher coming into the ball game. And so we'll take a timeout for this pitching change. The Grambling State University Tigers timeout here in Birmingham. Back after this.
Well, pitching change coming up now. He pitched actually pretty good game. Albeit some, I wouldn't call it blunders, but he's pitching he had pitched some good baseball. But yeah, we just here. I can't wait for football season to start up. I know maybe can't wait for football season to start up too, so I could quit talking about it.
Yeah.
But when I talk about it, it's gonna be nonstop. It's gonna be nonstop. Oh my goodness. As you see, look, you know what I'm saying? Projection, the projector on the wall right there. Boom. Got the hats on the back. Got the lights up. I ain't even turned on my ghost light. I'm tripping. But but remember, we got Sweat Media Day coming up in July, coming July 16th. You can watch it on ESPN Plus at 10 a.m. or you can watch me before you watch it on ESPN Plus at 9 a.m. We're gonna start doing fundraising for it for next month. Just let you know. Head on down to Birmingham.
The innings. 25 strikeouts. He's given up 4 doubles, 8 home runs. Both these teams leaving it all on the field. Great decision there by Brody Popel as he slipped a little bit and started coming back to the bag so he didn't get picked off.
Yeah, as compared to the rest of the SWAC, you don't see FAMU run a lot, but Brody Papel 6 of 10 this season for stolen bases.
Javier Martinez is just about throwing strikes. Here's a pitch, swing on. Into right field, foul.
You're ahead. Bottom is the bottom of the 5th. I think you're going to see Propel take off.
Wind is really picked up, blowing out to right field.
Here's a shot into right center. It's up, and it is off the wall. 1 run coming in for Florida A&M. And out at third base as Jay Campbell trying to stretch it into a triple.
Nice stroke. Now, excellent way that they tracked and played it off of the wall to get it in. Even though Propel scores, they're throwing the ball ahead of the runner. And you can see already sat there, boom. You're toast.
So Papel is in 4-1 now. Florida A&M.
Excellent defensive play.
Jay Campbell is credited with a double.
You know, with the Gremlin folks down there right now, it is 4-1. However, you know that you can strike at any moment in any inning. You get guys on just a bit outside, but you can get guys going because your bats swing and you hit very well. So there's no reason for them to panic at any junction. Just, hey, everybody, let's just keep playing. However, with the Rattlers over there, they're like, look, man, we've been hitting this ball. Let's keep your foot on the metal. Your foot on the gas.
And not only that, they've been pitching particularly well, throwing Grambling off balance.
Very much so.
And again, when you've been seeing what Cody Williams does in moving the ball around the plate, not a lot down the middle, mainly you get you inside and then outside, trying to hit those corners and those outer thirds of the plate. Swung on. Hit to Guichard. He throws it over to Brown for the out.
Now, here's some insight that Coach Shoup gave me this morning about how it helps them to get better in their program is because of the mid-majors that they play. They're playing the South Floridas. They're playing the Georgias. They're playing the mid-majors all season. So you're getting a chance to see top quality. You're seeing top competition. So when you get to your conference play, and particularly into your championship, you've seen the really, really, really good stuff. So you're prepared to compete in the championship.
Hey, you talk about that. It's a good point. They played Florida this year. They played Missouri this year. Troy, one of those mid-major teams you talk about, played them twice. Played Mercer a couple of times this year, Central Florida. They lost that one close, 5-1. And so, you speak about those games, and, they've done a great job of doing that. Matter of fact, their last mid-major game was back on April 23rd. They played Mercer, lost 4-2 in Tallahassee. Strike three.
All right, going to run to the plate are going to be the Grambling Tigers.
So for 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 5. 4-1, Florida A&M. Back after this.
All right. Okay. Oh, tell me. Oh, snap! I wish I could. You know what? As much as I talk about Clark Atlanta, I would love to go there. SAG Football Media Day, July 15th, in Macon, Georgia, at the Tubman African American Museum at 10 a.m. I wonder how far Macon is from Birmingham. But man, the missus is done. She went on for more shirts and all of this stuff, and get some more designs because she gonna be working. And let's support her because she's doing a great job. I told you this is what she did. This is what she did. This is her brain. This is all from her right here. What she did. That's her thing.
Claps for me.
I'm just here, so I just won't get fined.
Little sportsman.
Mm-hmm. But again, I'm just here, so I just don't get, so I won't get fined. But yeah, it's a great game. 3.5 hour drive from Macon to Birmingham. Ain't bad. That's not bad at all. It's not a bad drive. But yeah. And then the following week, the MEAC conference media day is the 22nd from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. That is the home of the Baltimore Ravens. So they trying to do it big on us. She got something right.
Game tomorrow. Right now, Florida A&M on top by the score of 4-1. And that first pitch in there for a strike to Gardner.
FAMU is doing a very good job at their pitching to keep Grambling off balance, just as Grambling kept them off balance last night.
Well, I think you guys were talking about it in terms of Cody Williams moving the ball around the strike zone and just doing a good job of mixing in soft speed stuff with his fastball.
This one fouled off. Matter of fact, Cody Williams has pitched 5 innings, 76 pitches right now. He's given up 7 hits, just 1 run that was earned, a walk, 5 strikeouts so far. Grambling has left 7 men on the bags. FAMU 6 or 4 rather.
Coach Pierre brought his guys together in the dugout in between innings and told them, man, you got to love this competition. Compete, 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 compete at the plate. And then, of course, the Wilbert Ellis chant at the end. So everybody's up down here.
Yeah, we know what that is.
You got to be impressed with the resiliency of Florida A&M. They run ruled Grambling on Thursday night. Grambling comes back and run rules them on Friday nights. And then Jazz Niles gets hurt last night. And that's one of the things, and we were talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
The psyche of a team can really can change with an injury like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that a few times before where a team can be either inspired or they not, or, whatever the case is. It just depends on really the strength of the team and the leader. And we've seen Coach Shoop, and you heard what he said in the dugout. We're playing this one for Niles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you have a freshman playing the shortstop position. Niles has been in that program for 5 years, redshirted. This is freshman year. But he has been, Coach Shoop says he's not only phenomenal on the field, but off the field.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that kind of leader that has been around. He is, is he missed? He his teammates love him. He, first thing he said when he was out there is that, I've loved being in this program while he's injured.
Hey, universally respected. Talked to a couple of Grambling players, and they sent their well wishes. And you saw last night a great scene in terms of both teams meet behind the mound and praying for Niles.
Just caught by the shortstop.
But so glad to hear that he has been recovering in good shape. Wants to come out to the game today. See, that's youth, you guys. That's you.
Well, I even talked with some Bethune-Cookman folks this morning, and just, they were even talking about Niles and just what the respect that he has with them. Of course, Bethune and Florida A&M rivals, they see each other three or four times a year. They have tremendous respect for him as well.
Tremendous defensive player.
Swung on, miss, foul.
But just so glad to hear that he's on the mend in good, going to be making a recovery from that.
Absolutely.
But just glad to hear he's in great spirits and doing well.
Here's a swung on. Trying to make a play on this. And he does. The catcher, Brody Papel, the freshman, making the play on that. And you think about what Brody Papel has been able to bring to this team, and he is a freshman.
I know.
That means people in the SWAC will see him for another 3 years at least.
Just the level of talent that the schools in the SWAC are attracting. They're coming here. They're playing, I think a lot more like it used to be in the past, where you're starting to see where there are more scouts in the stands looking at the talent that we have here in the SWAC. And the SWAC has a storied history of sending guys to the major leagues and being outstanding Hall of Famers and coaches and so forth.
That one high for a ball.
But just the level of talent that is coming to the SWAC, continues to come.
That one high for a ball.
This is, I think this is the fastest Division I baseball in the country.
Trip to the NC2A tournament on the line. Cam Hill got under this one, or Cam Brown rather. Guichard. 1-2-3 inning. 4-1 our score. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Back in Birmingham.
Ooh, Grandma better wake up. That's a long drive back to X81. What we got up in here? '96 in Tampa. Well, come on down to Texas, EA. It's good. What? 97 degrees outside here in Dallas. Mm-hmm. It's hot out here. And it's a dry heat too. Yeah. If it ain't about the rain. So yeah, it's hot out here. But that is, hey, Mr. Emmett, that is a long drive back on I-20. That is a long, lonely drive.
You see the commissioner to the right in that striped white shirt. Commissioner of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Dr. Charles McClellan. Back to action in Florida A&M.
Dr. McClellan has done such a great job here in the SWAC. Coming over from Texas Southern, where he was the AD, did a phenomenal job with that program.
This great bunt going down the third base line. And that is a great bunt.
Phenomenal execution on that bunt down the line. Look how he squares that. That ball basically dies. You see third baseman playing back. So again, take what they give you.
Figueroa now up to the plate.
Take what they give you. Playing for the bunt. Third base is up on the grass. No outs. Looking for that double play ball.
I believe Jordan Brown is at first for Florida A&M. And on the mound for the Grambling Tigers, Javier Martinez. Pitch 13 pitches so far. He's at 14.
Colton Rouse over there at first for Florida A&M.
It is Colton Rouse. Okay, I thought he made a change there.
Ooh,
got him at.
Look at him. He pointed
base.
right at him. He knew he had him.
And they want a review here.
Shortstop knows he had him.
Well, I tell you what, that was a nice slap tag down there by Guichard.
Yeah, Guichard. Look at this.
What's
He
worse?
knew it. Watch this. Bam.
Florida humidity or Texas dry heat?
Oh, he gets that hand.
I'm gonna say the humidity. It's like going to New Orleans.
That's going to be a close call.
Close call. Also a good shot down there by the catcher, Marcellus, to get it there on the spot. Look at that. He throws that on the dot.
question is, what happened with the left arm? Did the left arm get in before the tag? There's going to be the question there.
Colton Riles taking off. That was only his second stolen base attempt this season.
That's going to be a close.
If it's in front, the big man. See, that's what I'm saying. If he hits him right there, boom. Pulled the swim move on him. Give the hand. He's pulling it. He's trying to roll his body. I think he gets him on the wrist or the hand before he gets to the back, right there. But on the backside.
Oh, that is really close.
That's close. You know what? That's bang, bang all the way around. That was a beautiful throw. Beautiful position. Bradshard. Good base running.
If it's that close, you probably got to stay with the call on the field.
I think you do.
Oh, man, that is super close.
Man.
I think what they're going to have to I think, Charles, you got it right. I think it's too close to call.
Yeah, you can't see the position on either one if they're looking around. I don't know. Maybe they've got better eyes than me.
Because I can't tell whether or not he got a glove on the body before his right hand was able to get to the base. Can't tell if he hit the left hand with the base on the swim move.
Yeah.
There's just a lot to.
Marcellus gets that down there. Wow, that pop time is nice. Bam, and I think you're going to have to get him out. I think. What do you think before they make the call? No, sir. No. You got to give it to me.
I think you got to stick with one that's on the field.
There you go.
He's out.
It was so close you had to stay with what was called on the field.
Yeah.
No, I'm not mad at that at all. I think that was super, super close because you really couldn't tell if he got to the bag before the tag.
Nice play, nice throw.
Oh, they say that's a strike.
Marcellus still back there doing his thing.
Here's a throw. He was ready to walk, and he said, no, that's strike
No,
three.
sir.
So 2 outs now. First pitch is a strike.
Championship baseball. This is why these two are here today.
Outside for a ball.
There's an arms race in the SWAC.
Swung on, hit in the air towards center field. Getting under it is Thomas.
That wind is starting to pick up in the outfield. You saw he had to
adjust a little bit.
Yeah. But good play. Good adjustment.
Go to the 7th inning with the score. Florida A&M up 4-1. Back after this.
Still a good game, though. 4-1. FAMU's up top going into the 7th inning. Grambling need to wake them bats up. You got to wake up. Like I said, it's going to be a long ride back to Louisiana. It's going to be a long ride. talk about heat and humidity, bro. That's if you live in like Houston. You good? No, no, for me. That's all right.
Nothing.
You know what? Man, the heat that went down in Houston and Galveston, shoot, that heat get you. Mm-hmm. Saying that, big ass bugs. The missus asked what the saying that is. Y'all gotta realize, remember, she is originally from California, Long Beach. So we'll get back to it.
In the bats.
Yeah.
You know, they've been kind of sleep. But one thing about the Gremlin, you know that they can explode at any time. So, and as we've been saying, you and Charles have been putting, I think we need to print that on the shirt. No lead is safe in the SWAC.
You better copyright that one quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No lead is safe. SWAC baseball.
The key is that, as Coach Shoup said, is that we have to make sure we put in the bat on the bat on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do that. And then the other thing that they've got to do is make sure that they are throwing off the Grambling batters. And they continue to do that. You see what Cody Williams is doing. You just look at a little of his stuff that he's been able to throw here. Getting a lot of off-speed stuff to the outside. And there's another one. Look at that pitch.
You can call that he's keeping him off balance.
Yeah.
Name of the game in pitching. Name of the game.
First out of the inning. Here's a shot in the left field. It's a base hit. That's the 8th base hit of the game for Grambling.
And we've talked about this tough top of the lineup from Grambling. When you talk about Hayes, Hill, Bridges, and Brown, you got to be careful with these next few guys.
Did you guys know that FAMU is ranked 5th with the toughest schedule in the country in Division I?
Oh, they've got a tough schedule. There's no doubt about that. This one going straight up in the air. Coming over is the third baseman. That's going to be Perez for the out.
Now for next year, you know, Coach Shoup was saying, I was not aware of this, and he pointed this out, that they're going to be reduced to 34 roster positions next year for baseball. So that's 25, 26. So they're going to be reducing. He said, so the recruiting is going to be essential because usually about 18 positions on that roster are going to be for pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest will be for position players. So about 15 for pitchers, 18 possible, position players. So now this is the new NCAA rule that's going to be coming into effect for 25, 26. It's going to affect scholarships. The 11.7 scholarships. So next year, pitching, looking for guys that can come in and handle this schedule, handle this conference, is going to be crucial on who you bring in.
$34 roster slots. That makes
34.
That makes things challenge. And remember, baseball is not a head count sport. I think basketball is a head count sport, certain others, but baseball is not one of them.
And then you take into account you've reduced the rosters, now injuries.
Mm-hmm.
You know you have to have more pitchers than position players, or very close to it. 15 of them, he was saying, are going to have to be pitchers.
That pitch is in it for a strike. And you have some clubs, some
Man,
teams that have
he was
3
saying he was
catchers
at Grambling. They
on their
you can
squad.
fry an egg on the sidewalk.
You've had catchers that have been injured, and you've got to put someone else in there.
So now we're down to 16.
And that's a strikeout.
Position players.
I tell you what, phenomenal pitching. Phenomenal pitching.
Did you see that?
Yes, indeed.
No runs. No hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Bottom of the 7th, 4-1 is our score. Back after this.
Big game going kind of fast. Going kind of fast now. So they done kind of picked it up a little bit. You over here having a conversation about the Heat. Who got it worse, Texas or Florida? And I live in Texas. I live in Dallas. We live, in fact, I think I only hit 100 degrees one time. That was like a couple of weeks. That was like a week and 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And you know what we do? We sit in the house. We have the air conditioner going on. Because we ain't about to, you're not about to be cooked out here. But anyway, man, make sure y'all like the stream, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Follow my folks on Twitter, man. Hit that follow button on Twitter and come on to YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. We just having a good old time watching some good baseball right here. Get back to it.
Right.
Birmingham. Florida A&M up to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Charles, I want you to go ahead and clarify that above the 11.7 scholarship.
Yeah, and just a point of clarification. You can go above the 11.7 scholarships next year. So,
what is that cap? Is the question.
Great question.
And that's what Coach Hoop is really making what school is, depending on the size of the school and the budget, that's going to be able to do the scholarship.
That's the other question, is that if you can go above 11.7, how many schools will be able to properly fund above 11.7? Because you've got some schools that can't do 11.7 now. So there's another question.
And he was saying, with this reduction of the roster, are you going to give a kid a full scholarship? And for precept, and he made a sense, because he said, if you do this, look at Javier. Ooh, nice job on that one. That are you going to give a full scholarship to a guy that's going to pitch every 4 days?
All good questions. Javier Martinez, 2 1/3, 27 pitches. He's given up 2 hits, 3 strikeouts.
The NIL, he said, is really,
it's real.
It makes a difference.
It is real. A little bit high for a ball.
those who don't know,
Here's a shot in the left field, foul.
NIL is name, image, and likeness. That has come into play.
Well, there's no cap on the roster limit, so that's something to kind of keep in mind.
Here's a pitch. Up in the air. Great job by Brown. Now Brody Popel up to bat. Now, two different ways to look at this here. If you are Grambling and you look at this is the 7th inning, Popel, you get him out, you may or may not see him the rest of the game. And he's their best player. He's already got a single, a walk, he scored 2 runs already. That top of the order is really, really lethal for Florida A&M. Now, same thing can be said about the Rattlers. 8th inning coming up. They'll face Brown, Marcellus, and Gardner. If they go 1, 2, 3, they may not see Grambling's top of the order again. So now it's just really about both teams needing outs in order to get to the order in the lineup that they really want to see during that half of the inning in the bottom of the 8th and top of the 9th. That's a strike. Good pitch there by Javier.
Now, this is where the chess match starts to come into play. Now, do you put Propel on and take the chance? Make sure to take the bat out of his hand, but you've got 2 outs.
And this one going straight up in the air. And dropped.
That cannot happen. That should have been the shortstops. It's coming over. The third baseman is coming over out of his position. That should have been the shortstop's play.
Shannon Martin got under the ball, and he dropped the ball, and now Brody Popel. Brody Popel is on an E5. Second error of the ball game for Grambling. Now Florida A&M is in business with a runner aboard and the lead at 4-1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Wow, that could really be big. What did we say yesterday? You cannot give a team more than 3 outs.
And Popel able to get into second base.
Pitching coach.
Yep. So according to a note that we got, we're going to get to some information about the scholarship limitations, but you can't go above 11.7 scholarships last year. And limits will be set by each conference according to the notes that I got.
Okay.
So that could make a real difference. Really the NIL, the everything that's changed with college athletics is really, really different. And you have some people that like it, hate it, whatever the case is. To me, the most important thing that all of these schools can do is keep the purity of competition going in college athletics. People love the competition. When you look at a conference tournament such as the SWAC baseball tournaments here, you are seeing competition at its best. You're seeing guys that are out there fighting every single night. And this is what it's all about. It's really about what is the product on the field that fans can see and enjoy, that the players can see and enjoy their experience on the field, enjoy their collegiate experience on the field. And too many things that, in my opinion, that are really should be managed a lot differently. Too many things are going on right now to take away in the true competition and the nature of what college athletics is all about.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly.
I told you to be true. Sorry.
Javier Martinez on the mound for the Grambling Tigers. He continues to throw well.
Well, when you see what do you think about now? You're seeing more conferences that in the past may not have been on TV and gotten that kind of exposure coming into play now. What do you think about that?
I think it's great to get exposure. I think that, and I'll just use our conference, the Southwestern Athletic Conference under Dr. McClellan's leadership has been able to get more exposure to a national audience. And I think that is so important. It improves the brand of the conference, and it improves the brands of the schools who are out there. And now schools know that, hey, you're going to be seen on television. You're going to be seen by a national audience. And that's important because now they know, hey, we're going to be seen just like some of the other guys are. You're going to have a national television televised game tomorrow. And so one of these teams plus Bethune-Cookman, you're going to be on national television to be seen by a huge audience tomorrow. So you have to make sure that you look good, that playing well, all of those things.
Very well said.
Get a shot.
Wow, they get away with a mistake, a major mistake, Grambling does, but now it's time to move forward.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base for Florida A&M. Top of the 8th inning, 4-1. Florida A&M on top. Back after this.
All right. Oh my goodness. I got something for y'all. Got something for you to do. Put in the chat your conference winners in each conference, Division I and Division II, for football for this season. HBCU football. Go ahead, put it in the chat. Talking about the SWAC, MEAC, SIAC, CIAA, Independence. Go ahead, put it in the chat. And be real with your answer. Not no Bethune couldn't. You know y'all not gonna do anything in football. Well, you never know. No. I'm not gonna say nothing. So go ahead and put it in the chat. There we go. I like that.
Nice play by Cody Williams.
Now, I know you want to stay aggressive, but Brett, what do you think about first pitch swing?
If you have to make solid contact. You have to see what you want, not just swing. That, right there, I know you're trying to make something happen, but on first pitch, if you're taking that cut, you gotta do something with it.
I see.
Charles, how's that?
Always
dugout?
may being delusional.
A gremlin right
It's
now.
all good.
They were peppy coming into
Oh,
this
better.
inning. It's one of those situations where everybody's picking up each other, and they know there's still baseball to be played. So, spirits are still high down here.
Yeah, Coach Pierre, any words of wisdom? It sounded like Wilbert Ellis down there.
That still resonates. Man.
Very much so. For those who don't know, Coach Wilbert Ellis, the Hall of Fame coach, baseball coach here at Grambling, if you want to see Grambling folks just lose it, is have Coach Ellis come into a locker room and say, "What, Charles?"
Yeah, we Grambling, baby.
Lose it.
Cody Williams doing a great job on the mound for the Florida A&M Rattlers. Look at some of the history here. This one straight up in the air. This will be the second out of the inning if it is caught. It is. That is a pop out to the second baseman, and that's 2 outs. And this is what I was talking about. If you are Florida A&M, you got past Hill and Bridges, top of the 7th. Now you're in the 8th, getting past Brown and Marcellus. That's the next set. Now you're at Gardner. Get past them, and you're taking it by the numbers and percentages. If you look at the percentages and numbers, you got to feel good then. If you get this out here in your fam coming up in the 9th inning, with taking your chances on Martin Guichard and Martavius Thomas, then the top of the lineup.
That's very good. Yes, I would have to agree with you. And that's exactly what I bet you Coach Shoops is doing right now, is looking at those numbers right there. We've got to get these guys. Once we get through these guys, our percentage goes up.
Yeah. It's not a guarantee, but you like your chances a lot more. It's kind of like do you want to face Popel and or put him on and go to the next batter? You'll take your chances. And that's the same way, I think. Top of the 8th inning. Up in the zone for a ball. That's a strike. 2-2 now with 2 outs. Make that for full count. Full count with 2 outs.
There you go. That's how to fight it off. Live for another pitch. In these instances, one way to drive a coach bonkers is to just do a take.
Outside for a ball, and so now Gardner gets on.
By fouling that pitch off, you see he got another opportunity, and the pitcher made the mistake. Get anything close, young guys and girls. This includes with softball. Foul it off. It's better to foul it off.
So, Santori, you started talking about looking at the percentages. Shannon Martin coming into today's game. He was batting .429 in this conference tournament. That's 6 hits coming into today with an RBI on the ledger.
I'll tell you, it's one of those, when you start looking at how this Grambling team hits, and you're Florida A&M, it's a tough hill here because, you look, everybody in that lineup has done extremely well overall.
Mm-hmm.
Some more than others.
But I think to your point, you're right. I mean, you start looking kind of at the bottom of the lineup. You take your chances with the bottom of the lineup versus, some of those really potent guys at the top of the order.
Jones will now pinch run for Gardner.
Again, just hit it hard, put it in place, something to drive.
Here's a shot. Tough play made by the second baseman from Florida A&M. William Brown does a great job, and Florida A&M gets out of the 8th. No runs on no hits, no errors, no one man left on base. We now go to the bottom of the eighth. Florida A&M coming to the plate back after this.
I want to talk about that deep right there. But then again, it's already trademarked by John Tesh. Going into the ninth. We'll be going into the ninth inning. We're going to the ninth. Oh. I was just asking about the game. Oh my goodness. So I guess after this we could talk after the baseball, we could talk some football and stuff like that. So we'll talk about this in a minute. We'll talk about that a little bit, but I'm gonna finish out this game.
For Florida A&M, first pitch outside for a ball.
Going to the bottom of the eighth.
So it looks like that Jordan Brown will be pinch hitting for Cruz.
So FAMU going with some defensive replacements here. Jordan Brown, really good outfielder for FAMU, and he's kind of like that Rusty Staub guy who comes off the bench and gets you quality at bats.
Swung on and missed. For Florida A&M, you got Brown, you got Ben Kim, you got Colton Riles coming up, unless Coach Jeremy Shoup decides to make a couple of replacements here. But this is important here for Florida A&M. Try to get a couple of runs aboard here and there. You got to strike out.
Now that was a big strikeout. Keep them off the bags and go down. Like you said, now we're starting to use the percentages. Let's use the bottom of these rosters because Gramblin's trying to get on and try to get these swing these bats. Extremely important. 3 down and they get a shot.
Here's a shot in the left field. This one's going back. It's going back, and it is off the wall. Colton Riles.
Wow, he caught that one. He got that up in the jet stream right there. Wow, that went back. Almost ran out of real estate.
And we just spoke about how important it was for Florida A&M to get some runners aboard here in this half of the inning.
I mean, this would be huge. I mean, to get an insurance run here for Florida A&M in the form of Colton Riles, and he's had a great tournament. That's his 6th hit in this tournament.
And the key here for FAM is to put more pressure on Grambling in the top of the 9th inning. That's the key here. You know, you never know what's going to happen because this Grambling team can hit. We all know that. But I think that the key here for FAM is if you can put up a couple of more runs, it makes things that much harder for Grambling coming up in the top of the 9th. It really puts a lot of pressure on that lineup.
Absolutely.
Okay, they're discussing something out there. I don't know what the pitching coach for Grambling saw or brought up.
Oh, they're saying that he's safe at second base. So the question is whether or not the runner was safe at second, and he is.
Okay.
Colton Riles. Great job. And now Coach Davenpierre wants to discuss that with the home plate umpire.
They must have seen something that they thought he didn't do. Maybe they didn't think he touched first base.
Let's go back and look at it. That was a drive. That nearly was out of here. There's no wind right now, so. And that been Wednesday or Thursday evening. That'd have been Thursday afternoon. That'd have been out of here.
So I think what Coach Pierre is kind of
he's
talking
touched.
about
Yeah, he
is,
touched it.
the ball was in play, and the coach touched it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, at that point, the ball is still in play.
And Coach Pierre is not happy. So now Colton Riles at second. Figueroa up to the plate. One out here, bottom of the eighth.
See, there's one of those baseball rules and idiosyncrasies. You cannot touch the player as a coach who's first base or third base box while the ball is in play.
That pitch in there for a strike. Outside for a ball. And I honestly think that in that case, he might have thought that ball was over the fence.
I think so, too.
I think that's what really happened.
I would have to concur with you, sir.
So just a couple of things to keep in mind here. If they do send the runner on a base hit, Trey Bridges has a tremendous arm out in right field.
There's a shot in between first and second, just past the outreached arm of the second baseman. Run is in for Florida A&M. Runner coming around to third base. And Florida A&M up 5-1. Colton Riles comes around and scores. And Figueroa is now at third.
Give these Florida A&M batters credit. Continue to put the pressure on this Grambling defense.
Oh, absolutely. Just sit back and wait for your pitch and drive it. Just put it in play.
Figueroa is going to be credited with a single. And then there's going to be an error on Trey Bridges. Swung on, hit down the first base line. Safe! Down the third base line. He is safe. Florida A&M 6-1 now over Grambling.
Running on contact. Great base running that time.
Awesome.
And with only one out, to me, that was a big move there with only one out.
Yeah. Wow. Good base running, though. That's what you do. If contact, we're moving.
And Perez reached on a fielder's choice.
Coach down there, Brett Richardson for the Rattlers. Definitely barking out those instructions to his runner. Contact, we're moving. Any contact.
But Lopez up to the plate now for Florida A&M. Here's Lopez with a shot in the left field. This one is going back. And did the left fielder catch it? He did.
Yeah, he did.
Good catch there by Cam Hill.
Wow, made it close back at first, too.
Cam Hill covered some ground out there.
He covered it deep in that corner. Look how far he is in that corner. He's on the wall, and he throws from the wall. That's a heck of a throw.
Now William Brown comes to the plate. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now Florida A&M up 6-1. Outside for a ball. Swung on into right field. This one dropped on the ground.
Wow, that is one of those, this drops right in there. Good hustle. They just couldn't get there. Stretched out for it. May have lost it in the sun a little bit.
It did look like he got a bit of late break on it.
Yeah.
Brody Poppel now coming back to the plate.
Let's see. Do you go ahead and put him on and take your chance? That'll load the bases.
2 outs here. Yep, that's what they do. Bases loaded now for Florida A&M.
Okay, let's work on this. We have 2 outs. Any force at any base.
Still another dangerous hitter in the form of Jay Campbell right behind Brody Poppel.
Yeah, Jay Campbell, designated hitter. He's been on base 3 times today already. Coach makes a visit to the mound.
Okay, guys, we're talking about, okay, this is what we got.
Now, your FAMU, you got the bases loaded for Jay Campbell coming to the plate.
Okay.
And so that being said, if you're Javier, one of the things you got to do is say, hey, we don't want to give anything to FAM that's going to be a base hit, because that's going to be 2, maybe 3 runs there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, guys, anything that we're moving. Sit back, don't rush at the plate. You're just sitting back and looking for something to drive.
Absolutely. Move on contact.
And they're going to move on contact. Everybody is moving.
That pitch in there for a strike. Outside for a ball. Two and 1 to count. That pitch just missing for a ball. Nowhere else to put Rattlers. So now
he's got to go after him. He's got to go straight at him.
If you're Campbell, you just make him pitch to you. That pitch in there for a strike. Campbell thought he had ball 4.
Here we go. This is where you say, what are you made of, big boy? And that goes to both of them.
Campbell. Swung on, miss. And everybody was coming. Here's a pitch. That's a ball. And they walked one in. (7-1) now, Florida A&M. Perez comes in. Papel goes to second. Campbell now goes to first. Here's a shot in the left field, base hits. Brown comes in. Papel coming in.
Woo. It was a great season for Grambling.
And now a visit to the mound.
Yeah, they're going to try to stop the bleeding at some point.
We'll take a timeout here. 9-1 our score. Florida A&M on top. We'll take this timeout. Back after this.
Yeah, I guess the fat lady is is humming. That's all right though. That's all right. I wouldn't take the picture out. If he's going like that, I wouldn't take it out. We're going to have a good old discussion about some football. If anybody want to join, come up and join. You don't have to put your face on the screen. But you want to join the panel, we can talk some football after the baseball game. All right. He's having a good time today. It's Saturday. The missus out here. She is about to. She is about to chill out.
Bring your face close to mine, god dang it.
Yeah, y'all see what I go through every day.
he goes through absolutely nothing but pure happiness and joy and sunshine, the rainbows.
Well, I would get ready to say something smart, but
Swung on and missed.
you
9-1 is our score.
got a goal.
Campbell is at second.
Huh?
Cruz is at first. Jordan Brown is at the plate. Outside for a ball. Jordan Brown doing a great job keeping his eye on the ball here. If you're one of the fam hitters, don't force it.
Not at all. Until he comes around that plate, you're not going to swing.
Full count now, 3-2.
You've got to challenge him. There's nowhere else to go. You've got to challenge him, and he's going to be waiting for it.
Low for a ball, and FAMU has loaded the bases again.
Right.
Just a note. The winning run is at second, because that would give them 11 here in the top of the in the top of the eighth, bottom of the eighth.
Yeah, y'all. Just about to say, base hit could score two.
Oh,
yep.
Hey.
Potential winning run at second for FAMU.
Dallas, Texas.
And Colton Riles
Got the house full of
already had a double. He's had a single here today.
What happened?
Somebody asked you watch the women, females be outside with those bonnets on their heads.
Here's a shot by Riles up in the air.
Not
This one could be caught. And caught by the left fielder for Grambling rather. And that is Cameron Hill. And that retires the sign. 5 runs across for Florida A&M. Top of the ninth coming up. Grambling got to score here into the top of the ninth to keep it rolling. Back after this.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's see this. Again, going to start fundraising for SWAC Media Day. Football Media Day is July 16th at 10 a.m. Watch it live on ESPN Plus. It will be at the Birmingham Sheraton Hotel across the street from the Convention Center and Protective Stadium. But if you want to watch like behind the scenes before they get started, you gotta tune in to me at 9 a.m. when we get there, setting up and everything. So make sure if you want to hit that donation button. We start doing it next month, but if you want to start now, hit that donation button. Hit that donation button. Everybody got a 3-day weekend right now. Memorial Day coming up on Monday. Hey, it is what it is. Get back to the game. We in the
You got 3 outs.
bottom of the ninth.
And Cody Williams trying to get the complete game.
He has thrown a heck of a game.
Oh, Cody Williams has done a great job.
He has put it together when he needed to today. He has silenced the hot Grambling bats up to this far.
114 pitches today. It's something you don't see very often when it comes to the Grambling bats, and that's a pitcher in a game with an ERA of 1.13. 7 strikeouts. Now here is a walk. That's something to start with if you're Grambling.
That is something that can start to, fire up something here. Grambling is, they're going to be moving. They're ranked number 12 in the country in stolen bases per game.
And Cody Williams is going to be taken out, I believe.
Yeah, that absolutely. When you do that, that's the first thing your coach is going to do. He's done his job. Now let's remember, Grambling can still hit the big one if they put people on. They're ranked number 54 in the National League in home runs.
8 innings for Cody Williams. And you see Coach Jeremy Shute shaking his hand. What a job by the senior Cody Williams. 8 innings pitched.
Phenomenal job today.
118 pitches.
Wow.
One earned run, 3 walks. He's given up 8 hits, 7 strikeouts.
Wow, that is a great performance.
I mean, it's a phenomenal performance, especially when you take a look at the way this Grambling baseball team has been hitting the baseball to keep this offense down. Yeoman work today from Cody Williams.
Absolutely. The senior coming off the field from Rockmart, Georgia, Cody Williams. And the team coming out, and you can hear the Florida A&M fans giving him a round of applause.
He pitched one hell of a game today.
Fans.
I tell you what, he deserves it.
Well deserved with this performance today. He stayed around the plate. It didn't seem like, how you have guys where the moment becomes too big for you. He stepped in from the first pitch today, and it looked like he was locked in it. I'm calm, and this is what I'm going to do.
Timeout on the field for a pitching change. We'll take this timeout here in Birmingham. Back after this.
A history of winning started with the 65.
So the man going 118, throwing 118 pitches, 8 and 2/3 innings. That was a master's class in how you preserve your middle relief. That's how you preserve your middle relief right there. So
Here's number 3, the senior, Trey Burrell.
Terry Burrell III coming up to hit.
He's had an outstanding career here at Grambling as well. Senior.
Absolutely. Pitch outside for a ball.
One of our guys that came through the Silver Gloves program and got picked up by Coach Pierre.
That in there for a strike.
Got no outs. There you go. Are they going to be able to turn
Double
it two?
play. Double play by Florida A&M.
Wow. Florida A&M needed that one. Grambling was trying to get over there and got him to hit on top of the ball and gave it the big bounce.
Nyan Hayes coming to the plate as now the Grambling Tigers down to their final out. Ryan Young, by the way, that's a strike. Coming in with a 5.47 ERA. He's made 19 appearances. Got a save. Strike two. 26 hits. 17 strikeouts. He's given up 7 doubles. 1-2 the count. Ryan Young. Swung on, hit back to the pitcher. Young will throw it over to first base. Florida A&M headed to the championship game tomorrow to face Bethune-Cookman.
Congratulations.
It will be the Florida Classic on the Diamond coming up tomorrow at 1 p.m. here at historic Rickwood Field in Birmingham.
Congratulations to the Rattlers on an excellent game played today. Pitching that was outstanding all the way through 9 innings. Kept the Grambling Tigers off base. Very good.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to them. Congratulations to them.
And head coach Davin Pierre shaking the hands of all of those Florida A&M coaches, and those coaches have a lot of respect for one another. And the defending SWAC tournament champions have been eliminated. Florida A&M on their way to face Bethune-Cookman tomorrow.
There you go, Charles.
Coach Shoop, yeoman work from your pitcher today, Cody Williams. Talk about his performance.
We played for Jalen Niles today. I mean, plain and simple. If he was here, he's not here, and there's nothing more that he would want to see his team get into, the team he's been with for 5 years, get into the championship game tomorrow against our rivals, Bethune. Finished 1-2, a half game back from first place. 2 great teams going at it. Jalen Niles, man, we miss you, brother. We love you. Wish you were here with us. And Cody Williams showed that and proved that today. That was a heck of an outing by him.
Coach, you and Bethune-Cookman, you're playing for the baseball championship again. Both of you guys' programs, since coming into the SWAC, we've talked about it all the time, how you've kind of turned the SWAC on its ear, if you will, coming into this conference. But just talk about playing another rival here in the championship game.
Well, about turning the SWAC on the ear. The SWAC's a good baseball conference. And I think Johnny will tell you, the head coach at Bethune will tell you, just like I'll tell you, we both knew coming into the SWAC we had to be better and build our program better. And recruiting, when you're in a league like this, certainly is advantageous because you can not only showcase your program, but you can showcase the league that you play in. So Dr. McClellan does an outstanding job of providing a great environment, a great programs in the SWAC. The schools are very competitive. Hats off, to Davin Pierre, the reigning SWAC champions from last year. I told him, I don't know if you remember the play last year, but it was a play where I think it was a bunt thrown home or swinging bunt thrown home, and the guy from second scored on an overthrow, and Davin Pierre ran down the line with the runner, and it was beautiful. So I want to see, something like that tomorrow from my third base coach. I told him that, he's got a bad back, so it was kind of a joke. Yeah, hats off to them. They're a good baseball club. A lot of sportsmanship, praying together on the mound yesterday after Jalen's injury after the ball game. Just happy to be in the SWAC and happy to be in the championship game tomorrow against Bethune.
No doubt, Coach. Good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
For the second time in 3 years, Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman will settle it on the diamond for the right to go to the NC2A tournament. Final score 9-1. Florida A&M wins it. Any final words, Brett?
Man, Florida A&M threw a gem of a game today. Tomorrow's going to be extremely exciting. And, congratulations to the FAMU family taking out the reigning champs, the Grambling Tigers.
Absolutely. Well, that will do it for our broadcast on the SWAC Digital Network and HBCU Go. We want to thank everybody for tuning in all week long. It's been a pleasure to broadcast from one of the most historic places in baseball in Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, well, you know what? That's it. It's FAMU versus Bethune-Cookman tomorrow at 1 p.m. live from Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. The winner represents the SWAC in the NCAA in the College World Series. The loser, of course, they go home. But before we do all that, let's hit a good commercial break. Be right back after this.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holliday with HBCU Overdrive. And I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
All right, we are back again. Coming up in July is SWAC Football Media Day, July 16th at 10 a.m. Coming live from the Birmingham Sheraton Hotel, right across the street from Protective Field and the Convention Center in downtown Birmingham. Make sure if you're going to watch it, if you watch it live on ESPN, it starts at 10 a.m. But if you want to see behind the scenes, see some of your favorite HBCU creators, then reach out to me at 9 a.m. on that day. We will have it all for you. Have interviews with players, coaches, some ADs, and of course, I like to call him the Green Eye Bandit. That is Dr. Charles McClellan. But in order for us to get there, we have to raise the money. And also we it gotta still make sure we pay bills as far as keeping the channel alive and going. So if you want to start out today, you can hit the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. If you want to wait till next month, when we started off next month, we can go ahead and do that and get this show on the road. And yes, the missus will be with me, so she will be taking pictures of everybody. So that is what we will be doing for that is what we will be doing for Media Day. And also to get a chance to look around Birmingham. It's been a minute since I've been around Birmingham to see what everything, to see what Birmingham has and just to enjoy ourselves and basically give us a precursor so we can start our football season. So if you want to, you are more than welcome to come up to the stage. We can go ahead and talk some football if that's, we want to do that. Before we do all that, let me see if I can find will you be on Radio Road during your show? So boom. So how it's set up? So the way it's set up is that it's 3 rooms. Is the middle room is set up strictly for ESPN. It's set up strictly for ESPN with all the schools with their tables and uniforms and stuff like that on both sides. Then on one side is Radio Row. It's more your bigger name people like HBCU Game Day, Dr. Dr. Cavill's inside the sports lab, HBCU Sports Lab, HBCU Go. Yeah, pretty much like that. And then on the other side from the ESPN lot is basically where all of us who have our own, just podcasts, radios. That's where we'll be at. So you'll see it. I'll give you a tour of it when we get there. Yes, Grambling lost. Yep, they lost. It was a good season that they had. They had a great season. I'm not gonna sit here and lie about that. So tomorrow from tomorrow 1 p.m. it'll be all Florida schools, Bethune-Cookman versus FAMU for the SWAC championship. So pretty much make sure we tune in. It's at 1 p.m. I will stream it live, and we'll be, I'll stream it live. For everybody who's wanted to watch it. Yeah, as you see how it is in the back. We got everything set up in the back. We got your little sports and everything. You got your hats right here. The missus was doing shirts. So, like I said, she was doing shirts earlier, so we got the shirts set up for shirts are $25 if you want. What we got, this is her favorite one. It's in the Raiders colors, black and silver and black. I know it's staying out the hood of Birmingham. I know the West End. So silver and black, fuck off t-shirts. Those are $25. She got one so that she can match. I can match some of my shoes. So the red and white and red. And then of course we got the logo for the podcast. Got this one. This was in more like a lime green. That's something that she will wear. I would wear it too, but something she will wear. Of course, we got it in the baby blue. That's nice. That's hard right there. I got some shoes to go with that right there. Got it in the black and white. We got it in the black and white right here. And of course, white and black. Can't go wrong with that. Cannot go wrong with that. So she been on it. And of course, the two originals. We got it in the black and white. and we got in the white and black. Oh, do you really want to know who you want to know who makes our merch? The merch? Hold on, I'll be right back. So,
Hold on to your love.
So, okay. Now, this person made the merchandise. She made the merchandise. And what you got, you have an idea. What you got an idea for, nephew? Because she made it.
I just sat here and made everything.
She
while
made
you was on
everything
stream.
while we was on stream. The cricket was going, the heat press was going, and she was watching. She was doing that and watching her baseball. Yes, Auntie made all the shirts.
What you want, Neff?
What you trying to get? Oh yeah, they beat the bejesus out of them. Oh yeah, I was there. That was. He said he's thinking of making merch. So what you try to do? You want to?
He's thinking of making it.
Make a merch. Okay, so come on up, Jay, and we can talk about that.
Okay.
Uh-oh. That white tee got to be 18 years or older.
What white tee? The fuck off?
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make some for kids that says back off.
Mm-hmm. Or you could just make one. I'm just going ahead and say
what?
FTK.
Fuck them kids. Yes, that is for Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Oh yeah, Father's Day is coming up.
Yes, special edition.
Father's Day is coming up. So Father's Day for fathers. If you want a shirt, ask for a shirt. What's up, nephew?
Yeah. What?
He's trying to get audio.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's going on, sir? You try to
I'm
figure out
still,
who made the shirts.
yeah, I'm still a little under the weather right now, but yeah, I'm thinking about making merch, but I just don't know how to go about it. That's all.
So what do you want to try to do? I mean, I would say
Like maybe like t-shirts, or
Okay, so you're just trying to do what I do?
yeah, kinda.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to invest in a Cricut machine and a heat press.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
yeah. Of course they run different sizes, different prices, different companies, everything is different. So just look up a Cricut machine and a heat press machine.
Mm-hmm.
I got my heat press off of Amazon. I got my Cricut machine from Michael's.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Let me write this down real quick.
Okay.
Let me go to my notes real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Joanne's has some as well too.
Yeah, all of those, what is that? Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, any kind of arts and crafts store, you can find you a Cricut. But they also have some on Amazon as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you said a Cricut machine and a heat press?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Cricut is spelled C-R-I-C-U-T. Cricut.
Oh, I spelled it like the insect. Wait.
Nope, not the insect.
So you said C-R?
C-R-I-C-U-T. Cricut.
Okay, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you wear them the wear the F off shirts. You do got it. You ain't wearing it in high school, so it's you got to be out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And
21 and older.
21 and older.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my former high school, they just implemented a uniform policy, so he ain't gonna have to wear that anyway.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So nephew, how the channel's going great. Where are you gonna be at for the next Battle of the Bands?
I'm trying to get to. Well, first I'm trying to do the Baby Boom showcase that's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
That's the high school band camp thing at Jackson State. And then the next week after that, it's the independent showdown with all the mass bands. So that's Mob. I know Mob is there, and I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe Memphis mass band's gonna be there. I'm not sure, but it's like a lot of like the all star mass bands that's gonna be there. So I'm thinking of doing that. And then of course the Labor Day Battle of the Bands that's coming up in August. That's the day after the Hampton game. So those
Okay.
are three events that I got on my calendar for right now.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
Oh yeah, and the channel is going good. I'm up to what 1532 now.
Home snap.
mhm.
1532.
The numbers going up.
All right now.
The numbers is going up.
Yeah, everything's going good.
All right. All right. So that means I got to get out there and shoot out some band content. National band battle of the bands is gonna be in Houston August
Oh yeah, that's
23rd.
the other one. Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah, it's gonna be August 23rd at NRG Stadium in Houston. So
Yeah. Oh, and by
um
the way, tickets are on sale for the Labor Day Classic, and right now pre-sale is for the National Battle of the Bands. So,
okay.
uh,
For all the folks that's into the band, so just like myself and the missus.
Oh, I'm definitely.
She's definitely
Band nerd.
she will break out. She will break out the band jacket.
In a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the only reason why I'm trying to respond to Chris. The only reason why I got it at Michael's, it was a Mother's Day sale. So that's the only reason why I got it there. But yes, Walmart got all kind of good deals on cricket machines.
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, I might stop by over there and look at some.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we on to some specialized tees or hoodies. Yes, we are on to something.
Who said somebody said
Mr.
that?
Emmett.
Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Why Doc gotta be on to something?
Y'all see that shit that was?
Why got to be him be on something, huh? Al?
Well, I'll give you your total credit for the creation of the wall and everything.
Yep, Grambling will be in the building in Jackson.
All right. All right.
She don't like the sun like that.
Yeah, I will not. Can't do it.
So what happened?
She don't like the sun.
I don't like the sun. I don't like outside. Okay.
Well, I think this event, if I'm not mistaken, it starts at 6. If I'm not mistaken, so I think the sun will be down for it, but it's still gonna be like the heat of August, so ain't no telling.
No.
She have flashbacks when it's hot outside. She thinking that she's back at band camp when it's hot
yeah.
outside.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
She got PTSD on that right there.
Plus, I have a skin condition, so if I'm in the heat too long, my
Yeah,
psoriasis will start to flare up. So there's that.
Yeah, I got atopic dermatitis, so when I'm in the hot sun, I get breakouts and stuff. So I understand. But all right, y'all. That's basically all what I wanted to say. I'm gonna go to Walmart today and look at some of those cricket machines.
Okay, yeah, just price around, and
Mm-hmm.
just call Unc if you have any questions.
All right. Well, thank y'all.
You're welcome.
All right.
See y'all, Nick. Well, I see y'all tonight if Timona goes live.
Okay.
All right. Deuces.
Bye.
So, well, we got a good. Yes, she has a good idea for specialized tees and hoodies.
No, that's not what Emmett said.
It's not me. It's her. It's her. This is right here.
That's not what Emmett said.
This person right here, right here. She's the one specializing in all that. That's her thing. I leave her to her creative to her creative side. Yes. That's how you spell it, sir.
Yes.
I leave it to her creative side. She the one who, while on stream, she's the one who's doing all the you heard the beats and everything like that. That was her.
I understand. I get it. Okay. I get it. I get it. But the shit is cheap. So look, it's the medium somewhere. We got to meet in the middle. Okay. All right. I understand.
I don't go in there. See, man. I mean, well, yeah, when you in a small town, that's all you do have.
Sometimes you got no choice.
You ain't got no choice. Sure. I don't go into the Walmart no more. I'll step foot in Aldi. Get what I need to get. Or that Amazon.
Oh, I'm an Amazon whore.
They play Langston that day before on that Saturday. So they'll be in Shreveport, and of course, from Shreveport to Jackson ain't nothing but 3.5 hours.
Oh, women don't know who I am.
Oh, let her tell you. Let her tell you, Mr. Emmett.
Okay, we've known each other 18 years. We're frat brother, sorority sister. So this is nothing new. Our marriage is, but we're not new to each other at all. It's almost 2 decades. So, yeah, marriage is new. But I've been here.
So now you got it. Oh, yeah, Langston will be there August 31st for the Labor Day Classic. Battle of the Bands. So, yeah, we got football coming up. Yeah, man.
This is legit. Long time. We love each other long time. Before I had Jews.
Well, I already had my
We
child.
already had this baby. But before I had cheerings. Nothing new, honey.
Well, one of my nephews played at Langston. He played in the band at Langston. So, and his girlfriend did play. She played on the band in Langston. So, I want to see what they are about. Ain't nothing new.
Oh, no.
This ain't nothing new. But yeah, this has been very interesting. So, again, be on tomorrow before I take my nap and go to work tomorrow night. Like some bad directors from Prairie View. Oh, okay. Well, Boone, G Boone, she is allergic to purple and gold like that.
Except for the Lakers.
Except for the Lakers.
Ew.
Oh yeah, if he's a prophet with disciple, then he is straight up about being precise. I do want to see that battle. I want to see Talladega and Mississippi Valley go at each other. But we about to roll about this thing because it's about to be 3.5 hours. I'm about to sit outside. We about to look at all these folks trying to barbecue. Oh yeah, I got my own bags. It's in the kitchen, down in the bottom. About to smoke out cigars and and have a good old time out here outside in the shade. You know, that's what we do. We like old people. Except for she says she ain't old.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Okay. Thank you back. Thank you.
So other than that, if y'all want me to come on to Tamona's show, I might stop by. Ain't no telling. Might stop by. I might stop by. But other than that, glad everybody's having so much fun today. Congratulations to FAMU making it to the SWAC championship game against Bethune-Cookman, your rival. It's going to be a great one. So catch me live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Right on this thing. Represent your school well. But as always, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Hug your loved ones. Love your loved ones. Mental health is everything. And crash out on your kids.
Please.
Whip your kids out of the penitentiary.
Please.
And fuck Donald Trump.
Come on.
But as always, we be out this thing. Just let y'all know. Be easy, baby. Peace.